Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying to the heart of Europe, to the Czech Republic, to uncover one of its most unique and, let's be honest, sometimes bewildering traditions. The Easter Monday Pomlázka. If you've ever seen pictures of Czech guys chasing girls with braided willow whips, you might be scratching your head. But stick with me, because there's a fascinating history behind this ritual that's all about spring, vitality, and ancient beliefs. So, what exactly is a Pomlázka? It's a special whip, braided from fresh, young willow twigs. The number of twigs can vary, usually from 8 to 24, and they often decorated with colorful ribbons at the handle. The word Pomlázka itself is related to the Czech word pomlatit, which means to make younger. And that single word is the key to understanding this entire tradition. This isn't about punishment, it's about rejuvenation. The roots of the Pomlázka stretch way back into pagan times, long before Christianity arrived in the region. For ancient Slavic tribes, the transition from the long, harsh winter to the vibrant life of spring was a monumental event. They believed that the energy of the earth was at its most potent during the spring equinox. Young, flexible willow branches, being one of the first trees to bud in spring, were seen as carriers of this life-giving force and fertility. The act of gently whipping, or more accurately, tapping, women and girls with these willow whips was a symbolic ritual. The idea was to transfer the vitality and health of the young willow branch to the person being tapped. It was believed to ward off laziness and illness for the rest of the year and ensure fertility and beauty. Think of it less as a whip and more as a wand of vitality. It was a gesture of goodwill, a magical transference of spring's energy. When Christianity spread across the Slavic lands, many of these ancient pagan customs didn't just disappear. Instead, they were cleverly blended with new Christian holidays. The Spring Equinox Festival, with its focus on new life and rebirth, naturally merged with the Christian celebration of Easter, which commemorates the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the ultimate story of new life. So, this pagan ritual found a new home on Easter Monday. Now, how does it all play out in a modern Czech village or town? On Easter Monday morning, boys and men of all ages go from house to house, visiting their female relatives, friends, and neighbors. They carry their Pomlázka and recite a short Easter carol or rhyme. A typical one might go something like, Hody, hody doprovady, dati veci malavana, which basically asks for a painted egg. After reciting the poem, they'll gently tap the girls and women on their legs with a Pomlázka. And what do the girls do? They don't just stand there. Traditionally, as a reward for this rejuvenation, the girls tie a colorful ribbon onto the man's Pomlázka. The more ribbons a man collects, the more popular he is considered to be. They also give the men painted Easter eggs, known as krasles. These aren't just any painted eggs. They are often intricate works of art, decorated with wax, dye, or even straw. For adult men, they might also be offered a shot of slivovice, a traditional plum brandy, to keep them warm on their morning rounds. It's a very social and festive atmosphere. But wait, the tradition isn't totally one-sided. In some regions, there's a revenge component. After midday on Easter Monday, the roles reverse. Now, it's the women's turn. They can douse any man they see with a bucket of cold water. This is known as the watering. Just like the whipping, the water is also a symbol of purification, health, and fertility. So, men who are out and about in the afternoon better be prepared to get soaked. It's important to understand that this tradition is performed with a sense of fun and good humor. It's a playful game, not a malicious act. The tapping is meant to be symbolic and gentle. Of course, like any tradition, its perception is evolving. In larger cities like Prague, you might not see it as much, and some people today, understandably, question a tradition that involves boys chasing girls with whips. There are ongoing conversations about how it fits into modern society. However, in many rural areas and smaller towns, the Pomlázka is still a cherished part of the cultural heritage. It's a day for community, for visiting family, for sharing food and laughter, and for celebrating the arrival of spring in a way that has been passed down for centuries. It's a living link to an ancient past, a time when people lived in close harmony with the cycles of nature. The vibrant ribbons, the beautifully painted eggs, and the laughter that fills the air are all testaments to a tradition that's about life, renewal, and connection. So, the next time you hear about the Czech Easter whipping, you'll know it's not what it sounds like. It's a complex and beautiful folk tradition, a symbolic dance between the old and the new, celebrating the end of winter and the promise of a fresh start. It's a reminder that beneath the surface of modern holidays, there are often layers of history and meaning just waiting to be discovered. What do you think about this tradition? Have you ever experienced anything like it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this little trip into Czech culture, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. See you next time.